A year ago, the Kremlin thought that Kyiv would fall immediately. Here we are in year two. Is Russian leadership still united behind Vladimir Putin?
Well, the last weeks, especially, I've seen real divisions between military commanders and figures such as Yevgeny Prigozhin and Wagner, who we heard earlier. I think there certainly is unity behind Putin. As a president, he's sort of got an aura of untouchability among the leadership and the public. But it's certainly an unprecedented situation since almost Tsarist times when an individual like Prigozhin has so much military power and influence and not being an official figure, not being a minister or a general. It's also unprecedented for these conflicts to be brought into the public eye. This has really been taboo under Putin's leadership for ministers and officials and generals to kind of bring out their dirty laundry into public. Just a couple of days ago, Prigozhin shared very graphic images of piles of dead Wagner fighters and said that the Ministry of Defense is letting him down, isn't giving him the weapons, the ammunition needed to carry on his operation. He blamed figures such as Shoigu and Gerasimov, the general in charge now of the Operation Ukraine, for treason, saying they're eating off golden plates, effectively accusing them almost of corruption. This really is scathing language, scathing rhetoric unheard of in Russian public discourse. The Ministry of Defense have denied this. They've said that Prigozhin is sowing division and this benefits Ukraine. And really, this shows the personality politics going on among the Russian leadership right now. Generals, Prigozhin, other figures such as Kadyrov, the head of the Chechen Republic, sort of pulling in different directions. And of course, that will hinder the Russian army's progress, will make any sort of coordination less likely. And of course, it's something the Ukrainian military can take advantage of this split in the leadership and the lack of coordination on the battlefield.
Yeah, and it's very interesting to see how the media is covering all of this throughout it. Talk to us a little bit about what they've been saying.
Well, it's again hard to gauge because it's a lot of the independent work and certainly opposition media have found it extremely difficult and dangerous to give a sort of alternative picture to what's been going on in Russia. There have been these severe media laws imposed back in March, which basically criminalizes covering independently and objectively certain topics. According to one agency, Roskomsvoboda, around 200,000 websites were blocked last year. And as a result, a lot of independent outlets have either paused their work, gone online, or gone abroad. A few examples of them, of course, Novaya Gazeta, led by Nobel Prize winner Dmitry Muratov. They've stopped their operations after warnings from officials. Meduza, Media Zona, they've been blocked in Russia. They've gone abroad. The TV channel Dost, TV Rain as well, now I believe broadcasting from Holland. A lot of Russians do get their opinion, though, their news online, and that is widely available through VPNs, though, again, it's so a lot of VPNs are being blocked. I had to go through about 3 or 4 different ones last year to get access to certain social media, also, of course, blocked now in Russia. And on Telegram, Russians can find a variety of news, a variety of opinions from military bloggers, from outside sources as well. So Russians do have access to that, but it's very clear, of course, that the media landscape in Russia has had a watershed moment, and it is going to be divided into before and after March 22, and it's made access to media that much harder in Russia. These splits aren't something that the state media are focusing on. It's certainly not something they want people to think about. But as I say, military bloggers, where a lot of people get information from, have been very much covering this, and a lot of people have been very surprised to see these very public and very scathing, very open spats between the leadership, Prigozhin, and the Russian High Command.
All right, Daniel, thank you very much. Daniel Hawkins reporting from Moscow.